What's up guys, Mike here, and today we are doing something completely new. We are going to be playing Overrated or Underrated. Can you guys hear my washer? I'm not gonna take risks. I just paused that for you guys. Very small sacrifice, but I hope you appreciate it. Okay, we're doing Overrated or Underrated. The concept's simple. You understand what's happening. There's like 40 of these guys. So let's just jump in with number one, Rajon Rondo. So Rajon Rondo, as we all know, playoff Rondo is insane. However, I did read a tweet that was like, the only reason that you walking with your shirt off distracted me. That was my male roommate, by the way. I like girls. I can just imagine the comments. Anyway, yeah, so I read a tweet that said the only reason that playoff Rondo exists, you know, the Rondo that's really good at basketball and that plays defense and, you know, leads his team to success, is that regular season Rondo also exists. And that Rondo, for whatever reason, just doesn't seem to care at all. I'm not sure why he thinks he's allowed to do that. Why do I have this napkin in my hand? But yeah, you get the point. I mean, Rajon Rondo, you're not that old. Look at LeBron out there killing himself every day. Play a little harder, man. Which means, yeah, I'm saying Rondo overrated because he just could be better in the regular season. What's plus or minus mean? I'm gonna say this is overrated. Goran Dragic, underrated. We saw in the playoffs, the man could score. The man could score for his whole life. I actually tweeted right here. I said, I feel like Goran Dragic has been underrated for his entire career. Can't go back on that. He killed it when he was on the Suns. He's been doing really well for a Miami Heat team that surprised some people this year. Goran, I'm a fan. Anthony Davis, properly rated? Probably. I mean, going to this season, obviously underrated. But at this point, a lot of people had him as like second in the MVP race. He was just a monster in the playoffs. I'm gonna actually just say underrated because I don't want to throw anything negative on this man's name. I think he's gonna be just a monster. I think he's gonna be unstoppable. He actually already is. So just get a better team. His team's almost there. Chris Paul, underrated. In fact, I'm going entire career here, and Chris Paul is arguably one of the best statistical point guards we've ever seen. I mean, yeah, he's not better than Magic, yeah, but like, let's compare him to Isaiah Thomas real quick. So we see Chris Paul 18.7 points, Isaiah 19.2, Chris Paul 9.8 assists, Isaiah 9.3, more steals for Chris Paul, a few more rebounds, shot a lot better from three and just better from the field in general. And look at the PER, 25.6 to 18.1. Like, I don't care if you devalue PER, that much of a difference means something. Of course, the only thing he does not have is a ring, and at least he's in the conference finals, you know. Chris Paul, though, underrated. Again, might be clicking the wrong button. Rudy Gay, I'm just gonna say overrated just because I feel like his career should have been better. I feel like he didn't work hard enough. Is it crazy to say that? Reggie Jackson, I mean, everyone hates on the guy at this point. However, I'm just gonna say overrated because at one point he looked like a very promising young guard, and at this point, I don't even know what you do with him. I don't know if he even works on the Pistons. James Harden, he is the NBA MVP, so can't really be underrated at this point. But you know what? I'm gonna say underrated just because throughout his whole career, there have been times where he's gotten slighted. Like the fact that 2 seasons ago, he wasn't even first team All-NBA or All-NBA in general. I mean, let's check the stats. So 2 seasons ago, he averaged 29 points, 7.5 assists, and 6.1 rebounds. And he did not make third team All-NBA. You kidding me? Last year, I also thought he should have been the MVP. There's proof of that in my videos. I mean, a lot of people have, you know, changed their mind on Russ at this point. I was always in the James Harden camp. However, to James Harden haters, I could see why you don't love watching him draw fouls. Like, sometimes I get very annoyed. Very, very annoyed, actually. Like, when he's dribbling up the court and then suddenly just jumps into a defender behind him and that's a foul on the defender? How do the refs call that? Why are they awarding that? Ridiculous. John Wall, underrated at this point because he just missed a lot of the season with injury, and we saw what he could do. I just don't know about his fit with Bradley Beal, man. And then Otto Porter has such a huge contract. It's kind of just like the Wizards. I don't think I have no faith in that. Like, unless they somehow turn Otto Porter or maybe Bradley Beal into DeMarcus Cousins, I can't see them making a lot of noise ever, especially with the Celtics how they are. And the Chicago Bulls, because we're about to get the first pick tonight, baby. A lot of you are going to be watching this after the draft lottery and are probably laughing at me right now. Underrated. LeBron James. Not sure what to say. Might have just got protein shake on my mouth, which is horribly disgusting. Sorry, maybe. I'm stalling because what are you supposed to say? Like, how are you supposed to say LeBron James is underrated? He's not. I mean, everyone's at this point saying that he's the best player of all time. So many people are saying that. So as a Michael Jordan mega fan, come at me at the comments. I dare you. Come at me. Start a war in the comments right now. Michael Jordan, greatest player of all time. Pau Gasol, I'd say underrated. I mean, yeah, definitely underrated actually. Because like at his best, he was the second best player on a Lakers team that won the championship. And even these last few seasons, you know, he's been consistently pretty pretty good. On the Bulls, a lot of people hated on him because of his defense, but his advanced defensive statistics were good, which was weird because if you watch the games, it didn't seem like he was great. I don't know. I feel like everyone forgets about Memphis Pau Gasol, and that's when he was at his best. That's when he was an all-star. That's when he was killing it. The man's a champion. He's underrated. Okay, by the way, guys, we're gonna do the first 20 here. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up now and comment whenever you want. Now would work that, you know, to do a part 2, to do the last 20. Tony Parker. I'd say underrated. He's unquestionably a Hall of Famer. He's an NBA Finals MVP. He was the second best player on a championship team. I mean, the man was just, you know, a veteran leader for so long. He was so reliable. He came into the NBA with no jump shot at all. If you watch a young Tony Parker play, it's like if he was 10 feet away from the basket, you could still take 2 steps back. That's how much he couldn't shoot. Improved his game a ton. Tony, you got my respect. Kevin Durant, underrated, no doubt about it. I mean, it's not even like underrated in that everyone isn't like he's amazing. It's just no one wants to tweet about it because people still have such a sour taste about him going to Golden State, which is understandable. You guys know that anyway, you know that I didn't love Kevin Durant's move, still don't love it, still can't really respect the man fully because of it, but I do completely understand how amazing of a basketball player he is. He's unstoppable, man. Last night, how did the Rockets guard him? He's taking contested fadeaway shots in people's faces time after time, and he's making every shot. On to Carmelo Anthony. Overrated. I have no respect for a man who at every single time in his basketball career chose money over possibly winning. I also do not have respect for a man who played horribly in the playoffs, is obviously a shell of his former self, and basically laughed at the idea of coming off the bench. I am ripping some people's, you know, favorite basketball players right now, but these are my opinions. Like Russell Westbrook, overrated. I just don't like, I just don't know if you can win a championship with Russell Westbrook as your best player. And I also don't know if you can win a championship with Russell Westbrook as your 3rd best player, because what does he do at that point? Like, he's still going to be taking the majority of the shots. I don't know if he's programmed to win basketball games at this point. I mean, it happened early with Michael Jordan, and he had to switch up his game. It happened with Kobe, too. They both had to switch up their game and, you know, learn to get their teammates more involved, to, you know, pass more so that people aren't cold at the end of the 4th quarter and that they actually feel involved in the offense. I don't know if Russ has that in him, man. Maybe he'll change. I hope he changes. For right now, he's a very exciting player that sells tickets and that is just really fun to watch and gives it his all the time. I have so much respect for him. But if I'm building a basketball team and I want to win a championship, I don't really want him. There's gonna be so much hate in these comments. Oh my god. Remember, I did not rip LeBron. In fact, I think he's the 2nd best player of all time. I just think Michael Jordan's better. Stop hating. DeMarcus Cousins, underrated at this point, because a lot of people have been saying, oh, look what the Pelicans did when DeMarcus Cousins got hurt. Well, Anthony Davis himself said him and DeMarcus Cousins were just figuring it out. And if they had DeMarcus Cousins on that team going into the playoffs, he said they thought they would win the championship. So DeMarcus Cousins, I really hope you go back to the Pelicans, man, because I think they're going to be a special team. That'd be just so cool. Please go back. Luol Deng, underrated. He was underrated, you know, for a majority of his career, and at this point, he's just really a salary cap hindrance for the Lakers, but everyone really is just thinking of Luol Deng as just a horrible player, but at one point, he was really good on the Bulls. Jeff Green, pick a day, any day. He could be underrated one day and overrated the next day. I'm gonna just say overrated in general, just because people get excited when he suddenly drops 30 points, and then the next night he has 2 on like 1 of 5 shooting, and it's like, what happened? How is this possible? I don't know, man. Jeff Green is one of the most random players in the NBA easily. Really fun to watch though when he starts to kill it. Brendan Knight, what happened to you, man? You averaged 19.6 points per game last year and then only 11 this year. You shot under 40%. No one on the Phoenix Suns appears to like you. They can't even trade you. You are not even, I mean, I don't know if you're overrated, but you're just not good, so you're gonna get the overrated. Kenneth Faried, at one point in your career, you looked like a very promising player. You did nothing. I don't know what your trade value even would be right now. I don't know how you fit into this current NBA. You're overrated, even though you're not rated that well. Dirk Nowitzki. I feel like everyone loves Dirk and everyone just appreciates him. But I'm gonna say underrated just because he is one of the very few people to win an NBA championship when he was like the only clear star on that roster. I think it's like him and Hakeem or Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan had David Robinson, but it was like an aging David Robinson who barely averaged any points per game. Yeah, the 1994 Houston Rockets, it was Hakeem and then Otis Thorpe was the 2nd leading scorer with 14 points per game. Interesting. Anyway, Dirk, we all know that crazy run. We all know that he took down the Miami Heat, which is ridiculous. Underrated, my man. And I'm not even gonna click the button because, again, we could be doing a part 2. This quiz is gonna be linked. You guys could easily see who's next. Okay, it is Isaiah Thomas. Look at that. So we could be talking about Isaiah Thomas and others if you guys want. If you want to see that, make sure to hit the like button, make sure to comment down below, and subscribe to this channel to watch it. We do videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday here around 6 p.m. Eastern time. And if you're already subscribed, thank you so much for supporting. You are awesome. We all know it. And as always, have an awesome day and cue that music.